Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is the place to chat all the latest celebrity news. Is there any reality TV? And Jeff Lewis live. Happy day. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I'm a little distracted because I'm obsessed over, I guess it's a lymph node on my underarm. So I'm sure it's okay. I noticed it yesterday when I was taking a shower, totally forgot about it. I guess I had three-quarter sleeve pajamas on last night, so then I couldn't feel it. I just took a shower and then put this on, and in the shower, I felt it again when I was shaving, and I was like, "Oh, that is the thing I felt yesterday." And now you can see it. Like, I don't have deodorant on, but it's like bigger than a pea. I'm sure it's nothing, right? I mean, I had a mammogram in June. Oh, medical things. Anyways, post-COVID. Is it a COVID thing? Oh, dear God, from August? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, get it. Who do I get it checked out from though? My dermatologist, my internist, like my OBGYN? I don't even know. Anyways, okay, we're not going to obsess about it, right? There is a lot to obsess over today, and we are not going to get into politics, but let's just all lift up all the good wishes, all the prayers for our country and everyone involved, and whatever should happen today, tomorrow, the next day, what have you. I just wish the best for our country. Obviously, my family doctors who I should go to. Okay, it'll go away, right? I feel like I've had one before, like years ago, and it went away. Anyways, okay, not a whole lot to talk about. I think everybody's keeping quiet. I mean, the last thing I really knew of was what's her face announcing her divorce, and I don't really remember anything else. I mean, people's, celebrities' Halloween costumes. Um, Gayle King. I'm unbothered by Megan Thee Stallion's FIB. I don't even know. Fib? Is that like a lie? Don't even know what her fib was. A Dodgers fan lost 2 fingers. Okay. Anyways, whatever. Okay, let's get into 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 19. I also even squeezed in the latest episode of 1,000-Pound Sisters last night. And let me just tell you, that Chris, the only brother with 4 sisters, and didn't seem to come from a fantastically loved mother and father. I mean, he is a pretty good dude, but I'm kind of surprised at his wife, Brittany. Like, she does not seem happy that Tammy's going to live with them for a month or so. I mean, I'm not sure I'd be happy either. I mean, but they didn't even seem to clean out the bedroom that she was going into. There was like toys and boxes and shit laying around, stuff on the bed, like Spider-Man stuff. I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I guess they're just like, take it or leave it. I don't know. I don't even understand. Somebody, I think on the Facebook group, we were wondering about yesterday. I was mentioning the broken window at Amanda's house, which Tammy was renting from her, and how she didn't get it fixed. She just had her brother Chris come over and like plastic tape it up. And I'm like, it's the winter. Y'all have said over and over that y'all are filming in the winter. And I'm like, why are y'all not fixing this? I mean, at best, it's a $300 to $500 fix. I mean, that shouldn't be. You should fix that for your house. Like, it seems like a front window. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pina says nobody is happy with Tammy living with them. And they kind of went through her, like every 6 months she would get into a fight with somebody. They also said Amy has lived with multiple of them and it's not gone over well. So I don't know. I mean, I as an adult, I've never had a family member have to live with me, but yeah, it doesn't sound fantastic. Thank you, Sephora. She says, is it Sephora or Sephora? I never have asked you how to pronounce that. Number 8, please hit the thumbs up button, everybody. Thank you so much for reminding people to do that. Make sure you're following me. Thank you. Christina was number 6. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, 90 Day Fiance, lots of tears from Tata and James. He's run out of money. They just had their big Indonesian wedding. Now she has to call in her bitchy sister Angel and tell her he wants us to move back to the U.S. because we have no money. We have no plan to live here. He doesn't know the language. He can't get a job here. Tata does not want to go back. So I don't remember this couple. I was either not. Oh, Luna's trying to get in. Okay, wild animal. Okay, wild animal. Okay, okay, girl. I do not remember them. Like a lot of them, when they show the beginnings of them, they show the first time they met. They've been married legally in the U.S. a couple of years already, and lived in the U.S. for I think 2.5 or 3.5 years. I just don't. I didn't know this couple, Tata and James, when they first met. So I don't really know what their story was, if they got married really quickly, all of that kind of stuff. I don't even know. I don't think I know how old she is. I don't know. I'm assuming mid to late 20s, but I really don't even remember. Um, Sephora. So I was saying it right. Thank you, Sephora. Okay. Anyway, so we'll end up seeing what happens with them, because episode 20 episodes that they make out of this dang show. Now this is the hour-long show, but some of them are 2 hours, and there's still a lot of episodes, right? So next week is the final episode, the season finale, and then the tell-all will start. So I always tell y'all the TLC does the best tell-all, so hopefully it's really good. Shekinah and Sarper, as much as I want to hate them, they're so dang beautiful. I mean, literally, she's not my ideal of perfection, but she's pretty darn close. The way she put on that little skimpy outfit and surprised him in his crappy little apartment with that big old dog of theirs, did her hair, did the wig, all the things. And then he gets the visa, and he's not even happy about it. He's like, oh, I guess I need to tell her that I really don't want to move to the US. I'm like, except for Tata, everyone wants to move to the US, so much so that we're always worried that the Americans are sometimes being used to get the K-1 visa. They finally get it, and they still have to get some approval from Turkey, I guess. But he doesn't even want to go. Like, what the hell? Like, I guess he wants to stay there with his family. Don't forget, this girl has a 15-year-old daughter that I guess she's got at boarding school. So then she flies back and forth. I mean, I think she was an influencer, but he doesn't really let her go out and do anything now that they're together. Just like she doesn't let him have female workout trainer, what do you call it? Fitness trainers, clients, I guess. And that's probably, 90% of his business is females, because they want to look at him. I mean, let's face it, women, I would think, get more fitness trainers than men. Now, Andy Cohen's going to ruin that because he shows his fitness trainer all the dang time, but I really think that's true. One thing I didn't know, and I don't think they'd ever mentioned it until now, Sarper was married about 14 years ago for less than a year. So I was kind of surprised that Shekinah was okay with this, because they both seem so, I mean, obviously she was married, has a child. They just seem so, Luna, what you doing? They just seem, yeah. Marla says maybe he wants to stay in his home country to control her more. I mean, you would think financially he would do better in the US, but then it probably costs more to live there. But I'm also wondering, where is she staying whenever she comes home to visit her daughter? Is she getting like a week? I think she only comes home for like a week. I mean, what does she do with her daughter in the summer? Does she go to, I mean, I don't know. I have so many questions. Krista says, girls and gay men hire personal trainers. I mean, I've never had one in my life. Wait, let me think. No, I've just had, I've gone to the gym since I was 15 years old, the YMCA near my house growing up. When I got my license at 16, that was the first place that I sent from there. Here's Gigi Gott says, I sent you a DM on Sunday. Haven't heard back. I didn't heart it or anything. Send it to me again. I do try to keep up with my DMs, but sometimes they go all the way down, and then I'll see some black ones, which means I haven't read them. And they'll be in between ones that I've already read, which come out normal, not bolded, I guess, not black lettering. So anyways, but send it to me again. Yeah, I think I would love to have a trainer. I mean, it's basically like paying a friend to work out with you, right? And to tell you what the hell to do, to motivate you, make sure you're doing it right. I think that's why I like going to a class. I like Body Pump because I know I know how many reps to do. I know how much it's going to take an hour. I'll know that it's, the beginning, the end, the middle. I know that it was all planned, all those things. So anyways, but I do like doing a class over that. My girl, speaking of my girl, I mean, TikTok Live is just going crazy with the 90 Day Fiance people. Jasmine popped up. Jasmine was cooking for Gino. I'm like, stop pretending y'all are together. Like, I heard rumors a couple months ago that she had a different boyfriend. She wasn't with Gino. I don't know. The new promo for The Last Resort that starts December 2nd. She's like, we love each other so much, but we also hate each other just as much. And I'm like, yeah, like y'all have got to meet. I mean, I think they've been together for years. I think they banged probably twice. And I'm not even sure she's ever seen his wiener still. Like, he hides, he wears a hat. Jesus Christ. I mean, and she is so, now she's had a lot of work done, but she's like Shekinah. She's pretty darn perfect in a lot of ways, like her body, her face, her hair. Oh my gosh. Statler and Dempsey. So Statler, of course, my girl, was TikTok Live last night. Looked like she was about to cry over missing the van life or something. They seem to be in a good mood yesterday, but basically Statler, you can see this resentment. You can see that she's resenting that she's working. She kind of wants Dempsey to pick up the slack and do things like order things for the house. She's like, well, I see you ordering things all day. I think it's a respect thing. It's a let me work and make all the money to fund this van life and to hopefully get us out of debt. But also, you're doing nothing. Like, you're literally, you have no job. I don't think she's let's see if Dempsey's a content creator. I mean, even if she is now, that doesn't mean she was when they were filming. But I don't know. I think all of these, let's see, what's her name? Is she Dempsey Wilkinson? Is this her? Oh, there's my girl's smile. She's definitely been on some Ozempic. She's got 75,000 Instagram followers. God, that doesn't even look like her. That's so bizarre. Feeling brand new. Oh, finally had my natural hair color back for the first time since I was 16. She posted on October 3rd. Okay. She's in the Dominican Republic. She's living her best life, beaching and caving and hanging out with her best friend. She's so stinking cute. I can't believe they didn't work out. I'm so disappointed. So Statler is making the money, but she's starting to feel resentment, because when she's working all day, Dempsey's like going sightseeing and being out all day and stuff. So they get into a little tiff, and basically Statler says, hey, I'm going to be working really hard the next month. So let's give it 2 months. And if we're still in a shitty place, we don't just need to talk about it. She was like, we need to break up, sell the van, go our own places and live our lives. I was like, no, like, I know in real time, close your ears. La, 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 la. Spoiler alert. I know in real time they're broken up, but I don't want it to be so final already. Like, come on, give it a shot, Statler. Like, seriously. Oh, Yvonne, yeah, you got the flu. Oh, feel better. I'm so sorry. I have not had my flu shot this year. When I was a teacher, when my kids were little, I didn't really get the flu shot. They would get the flu shot every year. I don't think I did because I took them to their pediatrician, so I couldn't get it. I think I would get it. And definitely when the bird flu was going around, I was pregnant one year, and I remember it was like crazy time trying to get the shot, and I finally did. Anyways, but I haven't gotten it this year. But when I was a teacher, I did, just because I didn't want to be out with the flu or get anyone sick, whatever. Now I don't know why. Don't know why I haven't gotten it. Anyways, I know they don't work out. I want them to. Michael goes TikTok Live all the time. Angela puts on this horrific filter. I mean, it's almost comical, literally. Angela Deems. Kenny and Armando. I mean, today's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Like, every day I'm like, oh my God, it's Taco Tuesday. And it seems like it's every day, but it is today. So they'll be on. Tonight is Real Housewives of New York City. I'll be watching. I think it's around episode 6-ish. I don't know. don't feel like it's very good. I think it will. Oh, I love that. Scott's class. Welcome. Are you new? The first time I've seen your account. By the way, if you are new or if you're on every day and you've just never commented, go ahead, do it. I promise it is way more fun. That's why we're here, is to hang out. If you're just silently in the corner watching, it's so not as fun. I promise you, get in the comments. Yvonne Gal. About 15 years ago, we went to the doctor for stomach issues my husband was having, and it happened to be his first cousin. Well, the doctor decides he needs a colonoscopy. Okay, I guess there's a part 2 to this. Scott says, a late listener every day, out of school today. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, let's get into today's Jeff Lewis Live. Todrick Hall and Joey Salzig. Joey was kind of whining that he's not on that much, but he was on just enough to show the little hickey he has. Matter of fact, I DM'd him something. Oh, you know what? When he posted about, so I say DM'd him. When you respond to a story, an Instagram story, it goes as a DM to them. So when you hit the send message button at the bottom, that shows up to them as a DM. So it's kind of the same. Anyways, he posted a picture and it had a pillow at SiriusXM. Look, that says "Call her daddy" right there. Can you see it? I'm trying to hold it so the story will stay on. And so I replied, "Where is Jeff's? Like, where's the Jeff Lewis Live pillow?" And he said something like, "They're not in the same." Let me find it and I'll put it. I said, "Where's the JLL pillow?" And he said, "We're not in the room." So then maybe there is a Jeff Lewis Live pillow. Like, if there's a Jeff Lewis Live pillow, he's probably making fun of it, right? I mean, because this has her face on it and everything. Do you feel like there's a Jeff Lewis Live pillow at SiriusXM? I feel like for surely he would have pooped on it. He would have wiped his butt with it or something. You know what I mean? Oh, I love that. Thank you, Scott's class. Girl, are you a girl or a guy? I don't even know. Scott's class. Thank you. You bring sunshine into my newly empty nest household. I'm not with you because I still have 2 at home, but one of my kids was texting with me earlier, and they're still in college, but they just talked to a rental agent, whatever, apartment rental agent, whatever you call it, just kind of giving them the guidelines of what they're looking for in next summer. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to blink and they're going to be in their own apartment, but living in my same city. It was so weird to me. It was so weird to me. Anyway, so reality is hitting. And soon after that, okay, Scott's is a girl. I'm a girl. Last child went to college this year. I feel you. I understand. Hope it's going well for you. Hang out with us. We're a bunch of empty nesters, all the same thing. The pillow was tagged and destroyed. Did they really do something with it? I never heard anything about it. Michelle Huffman, we're definitely going to talk about the MJ thing because she's going to be on Thursday. MJ is a goner. This is the way it starts. He passive aggressively starts talking about them and then boom. Well, Carnie and Christina Ricci really helped MJ out today. So MJ better be sending them an orchid for taking up for her because I think it could have went a whole different way. You know what I mean? Oh, I love that name. Oh, that's so sweet. Rebecca says, I like bird launchers instead of empty nesters. Yes, I love that. Bird. We're launching our birds. We're not becoming an empty nest. I love that. Dr. Phil used to say he's raising adults, not raising kids. And I'm like, that's what I tell my kids. I'm raising adults. I'm teaching you to do things. Yes, I love that. Okay. So Todrick Hall hadn't been on in a while. He has been in London or New York working. He's been somewhere working, but I don't think I realized that his house went for sale, and they didn't really talk about the fact that it was in foreclosure. So I looked it up, of course, according to the internet, if it's correct. In May 2022, so this is when prices were still kind of high, he paid $6.1 million for a home. What I remember about that house is it was very unique. Every room was kind of decorated. If it's the same house that I'm assuming it is, that they recorded Real Friends of West Hollywood in, then he had lots of people there all the time, family, friends, hair, makeup people there all the time. No idea if anybody was helping him with rent, none of that. He sounds very responsible, very mature to me, making great decisions. He has written a lot of Disney, or he's written a lot of songs. He might write all of his songs. I'm really not sure. That's where the money is. So I'm kind of disappointed, kind of sad for him that his house was in foreclosure. Not only that, I'm told it was in foreclosure like the first year he bought it. So apparently something went utterly wrong with his finances, or he absolutely bought more than he could chew off. So eventually it was listed for $8.5 million in December of 2023. It just sold for less than just under $5 million in May of this year. So he definitely lost with taxes and not taxes. What do you call it? Fees and all that stuff. He lost almost a little over $1 million for sure. For 6 million, math is hard. He lost over $1 million. Wow. And I don't know how much he had put down. I can't imagine a lot, because I don't know how that works. Where are my mortgage people? If you have a $6.1 million house and you put down 3 million, say you put down half. When the market changes though, and that house is then only worth less than 5 million, if he can't pay his monthly mortgage, is there any kind of thing where he says, but look, I already own half of the house, half of the deed? Does that make sense at all? I have no idea if that helps at all. We're not doing, we're doing Burrito Tuesday tonight. My son likes burritos more than I always say burrito meat, but I'm making taco meat for him tonight. And then I'm making a chicken crock pot for the rest of us. Lisa says, Taco Tuesday over here. I just got done eating 3 homemade hard shell beef tacos. So I've been watching all y'all. Shout out. Hello. Oh, Dolly Girl is a mortgage person. Okay, mortgage Pete, pick me up. Pick me. Exactly. I wish I could bring you on. I'm trying to figure, because I do want to do this advice. Only thing I can do is delete the comment, which I don't want to do. Put the user in timeout, which I'm not. Ban the user and delete their comments. It doesn't give me a way to bring you on or anything. I wish I could do that easily. Anyways, does that make sense though? If you've got a lot of money invested in the house, but something happens and you can't pay the actual bill, they probably don't matter, right? Oh gosh. Mayboo. Oh gosh. Okay, I don't want to read that out loud because it's a little personal, but thank you for, even though you typed it, I thank you for that. I do pray for your husband and for you. Okay. So Todrick kind of smoothed over that really well. Didn't really talk about any projects coming up that I remember. The last time Joey was on, I thought he said that guy David, because they mentioned him by name, David, the new guy that he had went on that vacation with, I thought they were donezo, because I thought David got mad at him for all these comments that Joey said, yeah, they were bad. I shouldn't have said this stuff. I was kind of destroying the relationship ahead of time. But now this hickey is from him. So that's the same guy that he ended things with. So, God bless Joey for being a positive, motivating influencer, but he's true. He really doesn't. Okay. D says it doesn't matter how much, that's the word, equity you have in the home. You still have to pay on the note. The things I learned from y'all, and the things I learned from Beverly Hills 90210, not Beverly Hills 90210, from the Beverly Hills Housewives, Real Housewives of OC, forever ago, I learned that you can not only be upside down on a car, which I knew about because people would talk about as soon as you buy a new car, you've lost money as soon as the wheels go off the car lot. I didn't know you could do that with a house, because I always thought of making money on a house. Now, this is the third house I've owned in my life. And depending on where some are, obviously in the city or a really, the land goes up more than the actual house does, right? So in the suburbs, or at least where I live, the houses, the land doesn't actually go up as much. But over like, 10, 15 years, it does go up at least. And you should come out definitely in the better for it, right? For owning a house. Anyways, but what I learned from Gina Keogh from Real Housewives of OC is when all that happened in the market, and a lot of people in California say they bought a house. Maybe this is kind of what happened to Todrick during the pandemic. Houses were crazy expensive, especially in like resort type areas where people were like, I'm going to live here. I'm going to move out of New York City because now I can work in upstate New York and work from home, or I'm going to work in, Mexico, or I'm going to work somewhere, exotic and where it's cheaper to live. Right. Anyway, so hold on. I'm trying to pay attention to Mabu. I'm sorry. I'm all distracted, Mabu. I love that we all care about each other. And so, y'all just pray for Mabu's husband. That's all I'm going to say about it. Cause if you'll be able to see the comment at the live chat anyways, but, anyways, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Don't trust him. He just seems too needy to me. Okay. Yvonne Gal says, I'm sorry, but I still don't trust him. He just seems too needy for me. About Joey. I don't know. I want to say, I do think he's needy. I do think, even Todrick was talking about, look, I thought you said we're friends. You have gone a solid 6 months with not answering my texts, not answering my phone calls. The problem I have with that is I've only met Joey a few times. If you DM with Joey, or at least for me, he DMs back immediately. So he doesn't necessarily say like, oh, okay, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., I'm going to answer all my DMs, because he's got a shit ton of followers. He probably gets a lot of DMs. Also, the kind of content he does, he probably gets a lot of people telling him about things, and he does Ask Me Anything. That's always going to trigger 1,012. He's got almost 600,000 followers on Instagram and even more on TikTok. So that means he's keeping up with messages on TikTok and he's keeping up with messages on Instagram. So the fact that somebody is texting him and even calling him that claims they're friends and he's not calling back, I sort of don't care that you're going through things. Like, we all go through things. If someone is a friend and they're calling or texting you, it shouldn't go unanswered, because I feel like that's not good. You know what I mean? What's not healthy? Krista says that's not healthy though, Sarah. I don't know what that is though. Oh, I love that. So Mabu, people are praying for you and your husband. Thank you. Is Joey looking to be cared for? I mean, I don't know, Gretchen. He definitely has mentioned at least twice. The first time he talked about counseling, because I talked about it with y'all, or I talked about it in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, because he had said on a commercial break or the after show when Jeff was really telling him, hey, I really think you should get a counselor. And Joey was like, I don't want to spend the money. I don't need one more expense. So I do think there's been a transition when you've got two people splitting expenses. Now all of a sudden he's on his own. So I do think he's adjusting to, what he was spending, the income that's coming in. And also, he's an influencer. He doesn't exactly have an exact monthly income. You know what I mean? Like, every month it can be super high or it can be super low. You know what I mean? Yvonne Gal says he seems to be looking for money connections, which is fine because Jeff and his group do help each other, but he just screams too needy, in my opinion. And I couldn't figure out, like, if you really didn't want the hickey to show, I feel like he could have worn a jacket that didn't have makeup on it, because he says now the makeup was already there from another event. So he knew this white jacket had makeup stains on the neck, which just lets you know, oh, he's a guy that wears makeup on his neck. Well, most men are going to wear makeup on their face, if anything, not necessarily their neck, especially at 32 years old. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Lisa says, Our Life Adventures on Instagram, which is a huge account, said they got kicked off of Instagram. It was a monkey account. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he lives in a lavish lifestyle, but he's doing things right now. Like, if he is he renting this apartment? If you are renting a fancy ass apartment, I would kind of like to think they are going to pay for it to be painted. And he's paying like over $3,000 for this house to be painted. I'm like, isn't that the point of renting? Is that other people pay for stuff? Like, I thought, I mean, I haven't rented in forever, but I thought when you rent, they give it a once over. They paint if there's a bunch of scratches, especially this freaking high rise that he's living on. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't know about that. A scammer. Joey Girl says Joey seems like a scammer type guy. I couldn't be friends with him. He seems fake to me and a storyteller, also known as liar. I think Joey is very insecure, very insecure. And it makes me sad because at 32, I would like to think it was easier or at least a little more not encouraged, whatever the word is. You know, Jeff is 54. So coming out for Jeff was a whole different experience, especially living and growing up in the OC, very conservative family, friends, neighborhood, everything. Joey's, 32. So 22 years later, I would like to think it was a little easier. So I don't know if that's the issues. He brings up the fact that his issue with a counselor is because he had one when his parents went through a divorce. And he feels that counselor betrayed him and told his parents. And I believe that probably did happen back in the day. Like, he's 32. Say that counselor was 15, 16. That probably did happen. You know what I mean? Wait. What? Bravo and Stone says, I think Joey gave himself the passion mark. Very performative. Wait a minute. But he said it's from David, so wouldn't he feel like David would deny it? You know what I mean? Crazy. Boy, y'all really are anti Joey. Crazy. Maybe he wanted to paint it a certain color. Yeah, but $3,000, like, that's a lot of money for the interior. I mean, I doubt it's a 4,000 square foot apartment in LA. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it's probably that big. Anyways, I love that you didn't know the term matinee. I'm like, dude, your dad's an attorney. I never have heard what his mom did, but it's not like he grew up poor. I mean, didn't he's never heard of matinee, whether it's, the ballet, a theater, even at school. Like, he never had matinee performances in school. Krista says I feel for Joey. He seems pitiful to me. Yeah, and he said more than once that he doesn't have a lot of close friends, which makes me sad because, it's kind of one of those things. You've got all these followers, you go live all the time, you make motivational videos and stuff, and sometimes you realize those are the loneliest people. Those are the people, like he said, I am giving my motivational speeches for me, for him. You know what I mean? Annie says, Joey gives me anxiety. He has a lot of growing up to do, and he's very much a hypocrite. He wants and needs too much attention from those in better positions. Sad dude. Yeah. The live chat ain't putting up with Joey's antics, Dolly Girl says. I mean, seriously. That's true. Krista says he does seem really stunted and immature. Yeah. And I kind of wonder how many, if any, serious long-term relationships he had been in before Brian. Like, say, how long has he said? That was 6 years. He's 32. I mean, that's only 24 years old. That's still young to be in this serious relationship with Brian, right? Am I doing the math right? D thought he was in his 40s. He's a big guy. I mean, he's 6'5". He's a really tall, burly dude. Thank you, Krista. She says, please hit the like button and help our girl out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That would be very appreciated. Jeff did say at the very end of the commercial breaks or the after show that he was going to get off Hinge. He feels like he's better with people in person. Like he's like, I want to go out more. I don't feel like it's natural. Michael Beck said he just ended. So I guess you pay a monthly or an annual fee for Hinge. And Michael Beck had said, matter of fact, I just I hit the do not renew button on his Hinge. He just thinks he looks better in person. He doesn't think pictures do him justice, and he would just rather go and meet people in person to go out. He doesn't feel like Hinge is very natural. So, as much as I hear that, I hear so many people. Well, never mind. That's on Dateline. Never mind. Why does everyone on Dateline meet on dating apps? Oh, kind of. Yes, he's 32 years old. Oh, wait, y'all thought he was at least 40? No, it's only 32. Okay, us Texans, shout out Texans, shout out anyone, because you know what? I think Whataburger is not only in Texas. I feel like some other state just got Whataburger. So we call it Whataburger, not Whataburger. Whataburger. It's almost like water burger, but it's Whataburger technically. Locations. Okay. They are good. Their onion rings are delightful. Outside of locations out of that's already out of Texas. Okay. Are there Whataburgers outside of Texas? Wow, there's a lot. Oh my God. Okay, I thought it was just a Texas thing. That's hilarious. They're in Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, and New Mexico. They're in 12 different states. So they're in more than that, but I can't get this thing to pull up. Anyways, okay, well, I don't know. There's none in, I don't think there's any in California. Is there a Whataburger in California? Not California. Wow, there's 1,000 locations and 733 of them are in Texas. So we definitely have a lot of them. What is your Whataburger order? Like, I do love a Whataburger cheeseburger with cheese and everything. I like their tiny little square onions. I get mayonnaise and mustard on it. I dip the onion rings in ketchup. But my Burger King onion rings, whole different vibe. I dip those in the Burger King zesty sauce. If you don't know about zesty sauce. Oh, wow. Scott's classes. I'm almost a Texan. I was born there and I live 5 miles from the Red River, about 20 miles from Paris, Texas. Wow. I've heard of Paris, Texas. I think I've even seen the sign, but I can't think of what it is. Paris, Texas. What big city is Paris, Texas near? I thought it was a go. Christina says, did anyone hear that Dorinda's show at Bluestone Manor may be a go? I thought it was for sure a go. Is it not? I feel like she has something on Andy Cohen. I feel like for some reason he keeps her on Radio Andy. He put her on one day. She talks about how much she loves being on the radio. It gives her life. I don't know. I feel like there's just something there. I can't imagine she's got that big of a following. I mean, I like her, but she's also been very mean. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rebecca says, I could be wrong, but most influencers I know seem to be insecure people. And in that case, I would wonder what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Because I would say I was a very confident person before getting on social media, and just being a fan account, boy, that'll blast your confidence for sure, right? These people attack like crazy. Anyways, the breakfast on a bun. Oh, I don't get breakfast from there. Who do I like? Oh, I guess I like McDonald's breakfast for breakfast. I feel like he said the brand of the paint that he used. She said they won't use Ball and Faro. He tagged some expensive brand. I've seen the brand. We haven't had our house painted in so long. The paint we've used the last few times has been Sherwin-Williams. But I feel like he tagged the paint brand because, he's going to tag everything because that's what an influencer does. Low VOC. I feel like he tagged the name of it, though. I forget what it was, though. Do y'all remember what it was? Yes. Oh, I'm not an influencer. I just meant pop culture reporter. Ooh, I like that. Yes, I don't influence anyone. Although I do influence y'all to buy French onion dip. I don't know. Rebecca says maybe Dorinda's in the circle of Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't know. I wouldn't think so, but I really don't know. Anyways, let's see if Jeff gets any Whataburger when he goes to Dallas next week. No, this week. So Friday, so they fly out Thursday. Friday he'll be in Dallas. The show Friday will come from Dallas. Okay. On the second hour, Christina Ricci was on. Carnie Wilson. Christina Ricci. I don't know how much of a chump I like her. I don't feel like she brings much. The tarot cards, not my thing. I tried to look them up on Amazon, didn't find it. So I went to her Instagram, which is Christina Ricci, and found them. It's Cat Tails. Wait, what is it? Ricci, Cat Tails? What was it? Really weird name. Oh, her Instagram is Ricci Grams. RICCIGRAMS. Cat Full of Spiders tarot deck. That's a name. See, like I wrote down Cat Tails. So clearly says you can order on pre-order. Oh, see, I don't even think she knew much about it. It's $26.99 on Amazon Prime, 10% off right now. It's not a pre-order. You do get them now. I don't really have anyone that's I thought about gifting. I'm not going, I can't gift them. Like, I don't know anyone that would want tarot cards. But anyways, cute idea. I just don't feel like she knew much about them. Like, I feel like there would be a meeting and you would know that there's tickets. Like, I even know that some people sell tickets beforehand, probably for the space. And so they have enough product on hand for them to buy to get in to get their picture taken or get the thing autographed. You know what I mean? That's true. Krista says Ricci is not a chump, but she's Jeff's business partner now with this. Well, the house they already sold right through MJ, which he wasn't keeping. We'll talk about the MJ thing. He was not keeping that a secret at all. He said she's a good friend. He pretty much said who it was. And then at the end, he said, oh, she was our real estate agent. She's like, oh, okay, I know who that is. Thank you, Mary Kate. I love that. She says, Mayboo, I will add you to my prayer list tonight. Love that. Thank you, Krista. Yes. Add everybody to your prayers. Just pray for the chumpettes. We could all use prayers, right? Judy says second hour was total chaos. Carnie was trying to be relevant. Carnie was not, I don't know how much she needs this candle to be successful, but she's really been hawking it lately. So I don't know if it's like going to pay her daughter's tuition. I don't know. I would think she's set up very well financially from her past work, her current work. I'm assuming her husband works. They have 2 kids. Her dad, her mom, they're both famous. They're both wealthy. I don't know. Rebecca says, yes, social media is a humbling place. It's not even humbling. I mean, it's just downright cruel, to be honest with you. But anyways, I wonder if Christina Ricci is going to be on Jeff's new show since she has a new house that needs renovating. Jen Helen says, I just don't feel like the new show is going to be about renovating houses. I feel like that'll be a tiny part about it, but I feel like it's mostly going to be like what they call a docuseries lately, like more of his personal life, more dating. I feel like he understands what sells and what people are looking for. And he very much is aware that, because he said that people want more of his personal life. I mean, I want to see Zoila at lunch. I want to see Jeff picking onions off of his lunch. I want to see him giving an order of what to drink, 30% red juice, 60% Sprite, 10%, whatever. I don't know. Oh, Krista says Carnie came up in the time when musical artists were ripped off by their managers and producers. But her dad's in the business. I would feel like she had a much better leg up. You know what I mean? You ain't got to tell me. I've got 3 in college. Scott's class said that tuition ain't no joke. 3rd kid in college, I'd peddle pretty much anything. Exactly. But I can't imagine the profit margin on these $24 candles is all that much. You know what I mean? Like she was saying the other day, they were 28, and then she corrected herself on a commercial break that they're actually 24. Joey was doing the celebrity screening. I don't really know why he wants to hang out and do that. I mean, other than I kind of wonder whatever the screener who's paid to be there, like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Wait, what? Oh, of his own financial abuse? Krista says Carnie Wilson's dad has historical documents of his financial abuse. Oh, that makes me sad. That's true. But she was married. She got sober about a year before she got pregnant with her first baby, from the time frame she said. And I feel like she's been with her husband a few years while she was an addict. Well, alcoholic. I don't want to say addict because it sounds like drugs. Although I think she said she came at a different time. Also, she was an addict. So who knows how she was spending. I don't think Carnie has money. But I just don't know what candles is going to do for her. Like, how many candles you got to sell, like, for the profit to make a dent in your bank account or make a stash in your bank account. You know what I mean? Bravo and Stone says, I'm thinking Carnie is trying to get a licensing deal. Well, clearly she wants another TV show, and she hasn't mentioned the TV show that she was on that, whatever that website was. It wasn't necessarily a real network, but I think it was like an online network or an app or something. Mama Judy says Joey likes to kiss up to Jeff. He'll do anything. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So the tarot cards are on her Instagram. They're on Amazon. They're at Barnes and Noble. They're pretty much everywhere. So if anyone's into tarot cards, it does look like a good set, a good quality set. So at the end, towards the end, maybe the middle to the end, Jeff brings up the MJ thing. It's not saying her name, but we all knew who it was because it was just the other day. And then at the end, he tells Christina it's the real estate agent that did our stuff. Allison says Carnie admitted that she blew a lot of the early Wilson Phillips money away, just careless spending. Yeah. Yeah, Dolly Parton. I mean, that girl's she's got to have just a shit ton of money. No kids, married to the same husband the whole time. I mean, yeah. Dolly Parton cakes, Dolly Parton cake mix, Dolly Parton clothes, Dolly Parton wigs, her music. She wrote a lot. Woo. Anyways, okay. So the story is for weeks, Jeff had been talking about who was going to be invited for the Universal Horror Nights. He had 24 slots, so 23 including himself. 24 including himself. MJ was invited, and I think he said today, 2.5 hours before it was supposed to start, she texted Shane and said, look, I can't make it. I'm not going to make it. Jeff really didn't get an answer from her. She was pretty vague that day. And he was kind of like, oh, maybe it's something personal. You know, I was kind of mad at first. And I realized for whatever reason, she doesn't want to tell me. So it must be something she'll tell me in the future or whatever, because we kind of tell each other everything. Then y'all were telling me yesterday that she had gone on Sheena's podcast Shenanigans and said how she was day drinking and she was drunk in Malibu that day. So I don't know if she was drinking for another reason, if she was drinking because a friend needed her, as she kind of alluded to. But Jeff brings that up today and wonders if he should be upset with her for kind of lying by omission to him, basically. And he was trying to kind of play off with the tarot cards, but he did say he's going to ask her about it on Thursday. And I think Dr. Donna will be here with him too. I don't know. She gets a lot of grace. That's all I know. That's all I'll say on that. Because, you know, she's done some things that I would think he would be done with. Wow. Krista says Dolly owns most of Pigeon Forge. I've never been there. In addition to Dollywood, I've heard it's beautiful. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Yeah. Delia says, I thought it was interesting that she's selling tarot cards, yet she didn't seem to know what they meant when Carnie and Jeff pulled them. And her joke, Like, I was going to pick up Walmart when I was listening to the end of the show, and I was at a red light, and it plays over my car, and, he was going, "Is that a picture of you?" And she goes, "No, that's your niece, Natalie or Natasha or something." I was like, "What?" I was like, "How well do these people know each other that she knows all of his nieces' names?" And then I realized it was a joke, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm sarcastic." And I was like, "It's kind of a bad joke, like, nobody got it," you know what I mean? Um, no, we were talking about MJ gets a lot of grace. Krista says, "Ricci is Jeff's business partner. She gets greasy grace." What is greasy grace? I don't know, I just don't think she's that exciting. I'm kinda surprised that Jeff wants to do business with her. Um, Clearly her house wasn't well kept. I would think he'd be, like, kinda disappointed, you know what I mean? Like, not up to his standards of somebody that would keep her house and the exterior, the interior kinda run down. Um, I don't they're the odd couple. I wouldn't think that for sure. But I think they only did that one house. I think they agreed to redo it together. I'm assuming, I mean, I would like to think she has all the money in the world, but I mean, I don't know if you're selling $26 tarot cards. I don't know. Maybe she needs to do another movie soon. I don't know. Although she does have a toddler and a 10-year-old. Krista says Jeff will do business with anyone who has the scratch, the money. Well, we have about 9 minutes left. We will open it up for general questions. What are you watching? What are you loving? What are you hating? What chumps do you want on the show more? What chumps are on too often? I just feel like they need to come back with some stories. I feel like they need to be people that are hanging out with Jeff. I even feel like Shane could be like diving in and telling more stories. Like maybe he was told not to talk as much because I do feel like he's talking a lot less now. I don't know. Oh, she is on Yellow Jackets. Is she a big I don't watch Yellow Jackets. Is she a big yeah, where is Michael Riley? I don't know where he's at. Jen Helen says, "I think Jeff likes to be friends and work with all different kinds of people not like him." And she's on Yellow Jackets, which is supposed to be good. Yeah. I did forget about that. So, I don't know. I've kind of heard that from a lot of people. Michelle says, we've seen that in the Facebook group. People have been saying that the shows have been just okay for me. Yeah, and I mean, usually when he talks about Monroe and Gage, that kind of sparks people because obviously it's drama, but it just feels like the same old, same old. So it feels like, not a lot gets, I don't know. It was a lot yesterday. Oh, Scott's class said Shane seems awfully quiet lately. Yeah, not mad or anything because I see him on the commercial breaks. He's like talking to Jeff. He's talking to the he's mostly talking to the co-host, to be honest with you. Hey Kitty says, "I've always been a diehard Jeff Lewis follower and fan, but I'm really getting bored lately. What do you think would spice it up? Is it the people? Is it his life? Is it the what do you call it? The flow of the show? Is 2 hours too much? I mean, it's a lot to listen to. Just as a fan account, it's a lot for me to listen to 5 days a week and then talk about. I feel like maybe if it was an hour, maybe it would be just all the good stuff. I don't know. New guest. Like who? Like famous people or just his friends? Krista says Monroe is also growing into the age where she'll be more guarding of the things she says, not like a 4-year-old who says such hilarious things. Well, and especially because I know I've talked to this about other creators and other moms. We all know the moms and dads that are like, I would post a picture of my vacation, but my kids won't let me. You know what I mean? So when kids get older, whether or not their moms or dads are famous, and Jeff is very famous and has a huge following. So she's going to hear about it from Daddy Gage, but she's also going to now hear about it from friends and her friends' moms and dads and going to a birthday party. And, oh, you're Jeff Lewis's daughter. I heard you peed your pants the other day. I mean, she's not going to want to hear that shit. And even at 8 years old, she's going to be like, Dad, don't say that crap. You know what I mean? Don't tell those stories about me. So definitely 9, 10, 11, 12, she's going to have some serious opinions. And that's going to cut his content, because if he's respectful of her, it's going to cut the content. Scott's class says, I wish Doug was a co-host daily. He can always carry a conversation. I miss Doug being on all the time. He doesn't have the camaraderie he used to have with the guests. Because I think there's so many. But I like that in a way. I don't like them on once a week. I think every 2 weeks is enough. I don't know if they would get along. I don't feel like they would, but also Matt Matthews doesn't live in New York, LA to come on regularly. Lisa says they need my favorite comedian, Matt Matthews, if you ask me. Anyways, I love that. Y'all know I'm only going to see Matt Matthews in April in Houston because of Lisa in Kentucky. She raved about him and said, you've got to buy tickets. And all of a sudden, I'm texting my husband, our 4 best friends said, okay, I'm buying 6 tickets. We're going. They're like, who is this guy? And I'm like, I don't even know. Now I know a little bit more about him, but you know what I mean? Christina says, Andy posted Lucy today with their stickers. But see, Andy doesn't have another dad to deal with shutting down the conversations online or the pictures online. You know what I mean? Like Andy's making the decision a couple of years ago to stop posting Ben, but he's still posting or Ben's face, but he's still posting Lucy every once in a while. Not a ton. You said he posted something about stickers. I don't see it. I did see this video about he's talking about voting and taking his son to the voting. Oh, there's Lily. Oh God. She's got snot running down her face. Like the first thing I noticed. Oh my gosh. I voted for her. Okay. That's sweet actually. But she's got snot running down her nose. I mean, like a lot of snot. Oh my gosh. Andy, he's going to get it in the comments. Wow. Doug Buden's liked it. Anyways, I can't show it. I can't get the snot to show it with the light, but anyways, big snot going down her nose and maybe spit on her face. I don't know. She's a beauty. She's a cutie. Anyways, typical Andy parenting. Yeah, I don't even know if he notices that stuff or if he's like, just that's such a mom catch. Exactly. I mean, I literally looked at it and went, oh my God, she's got snot run. Like, let me wipe her nose off. I mean, yeah, I've got 5 kids. I would never post a pic unless he was like throwing a fit. And that was kind of the funny thing. But see, when they get older, you can't be posting those. They're going to be like, don't put that up there. Especially since Jeff is famous and he's got, I don't even know, 800,000 or 900,000 followers. Even if you have 100,000, but he's got a ton of followers. He's on TV, he's on radio, he's on everything. I love it. You were going to have so much fun at the meet and greet, Lisa. I love that. Oh, Dolly Girl says, I agree. The show was better with Megan. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I see a world where they make up. I really do. I see a world where they make up. What was their big fight? Oh, he said she didn't really defend him when those people called in kind of saying things on the radio. Maybe Jeff thought MJ might fill in for Megan. No way. I think MJ would love to be on as much as, she probably is on. I feel like Megan was on 1 to 2 times a week. You know what I mean? So not a ton, but I think she just fit in with everyone. She took the jokes. She took the heat. She said funny things. Bravo and Stone says, there was a time when I felt Jeff needed Jenny, yet here we are. Yeah. Yep. I love him and Jenny laughing though so much. Anyways, that ship I think has sailed. I think she's just focused on her husband and her 2 little girls. And I don't know, I feel like that ship has sailed. But MJ, I mean, not MJ, Andy definitely still likes Jenny Poulos. So she is not off of the Bravo realm, in my opinion, if she wanted to be back, which I just don't think she really has a show at this point. Anyways. Okay, well, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining live. If you're listening as a replay, still comment, still like, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're following me everywhere at Sarah from Texas. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I might have to change the time a little bit. So stay tuned. I will always adjust it. I might just be about 30 minutes later, but I will adjust it or post it on YouTube and Instagram always. So see you there. And as always, the replay will be there as normal. Okay, bye, Chumpettes.